Today is May 3rd. Welcome on in to Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com, presented by Royal Banks of Missouri and Munganess St. Louis Acura. I'm Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey. Shohei Ohtani Day to you and yours.
Well, thank you, Joe. I'm not as geeked up about it as you are, but I think it's great for local fans who are going to the ballpark tonight to see maybe the most unique player in the history of the game.
I think that's what it's all about. I think that is it's a once in a generation, once in a century type of player that is going to be on the mound at Busch Stadium today, and there's going to be 40,000 plus on a Wednesday night watching a struggling Cardinals team face a phenomenal player and a future Hall of Famer in the lineup too for the Angels. So it's a lot of fans out there tonight to watch the opposing team and watch two players on that team.
Yeah, and that's always been part of the game, to see the greats come through your town. And certainly you've got those two guys tonight for sure. And a team in the Angels that's playing a little better. They got healthier, and it's not a bad baseball team either.
We will have the bootleg and lineups here in the next few minutes. Also, news on the Cardinals Hall of Fame coming your way. But first, quickly, last night, just to recap before we get into all of the current stuff. You know, you called it saying Steven Matz or Steve would be out of the rotation after, be soon. And I mean, first inning, 4 runs in the first. I think he pretty much dug his own grave.
I wish I had not been correct. I wish he'd have been the one throwing the lefty no-hitter for 6 innings or whatever it was last night. I feel bad for the guy. I feel bad for the Cardinals. I feel bad for the fans. This is not working out. I think in the great film Roadhouse, Ben Gazzara, to paraphrase Ben Gazzara, Max, This isn't working out.
And you know what? We will now see what happens with the rotation. We know that Adam Wainwright is due back, possibly as early as Friday, maybe Saturday for his first start. Saturday. And Matthew Libator kind of lurks down there in Memphis. So we wait and we see what the Cardinals decide to do with their pitching staff over the next couple of days.
And Joe, they sent the lefty down, Thompson.
Yes.
So you could say you bring Libator up, Thompson goes down, make one more move, Matz becomes your second lefty. It could all fit like that.
It could. Let's talk about the Cardinal Hall of Fame. I didn't realize that they were coming out with the announcement today, and they did about 20 minutes ago. The 2023 Cardinal Hall of Fame induction class featuring 3 former Cardinals. Max Lanier is your Red Ribbon Veterans candidate. The secret weapon, Jose Oquendo, is your organizational inductee. Mm-hmm. And the fan vote, St. Louis native and World Series hero David Freese gets voted in his first year on the ballot, beating out such Cardinal legends as Joaquin Andujar, Steve Carlton, Matt Morris, and Edgar Renteria. Over 40,000 votes casted. And David Freese is your fan vote, which I said from the moment that it came out and David Freese was on that ballot for the first time, I thought it was a deadlock for him to be the first year ballot for that. You cannot vote or you cannot vote for anybody except a guy with the greatest World Series moment in Cardinal history.
Except my thing is, now I'm going to make another pop culture reference. Tanya Tucker has a song called "Send Me the Flowers Now." I would always vote for the oldest guy. Don't vote him in posthumously. That's an insult.
I agree with that. I do. Of the names I just mentioned, I don't know if is there anybody that we would. I mean, I know age-wise, yes, but I don't think there's anybody health-wise that we have to look at for that. But I look at it, Rammer. I moved down to St. Louis and started watching Cardinal baseball in 1997. So that is the first memories I have of Cardinal baseball, McGuire, the home run chase, and everything that happened after that. I do not think there will be a greater memory in Cardinal baseball in my lifetime than Game 6, David Freese.
It's my favorite game, my favorite moments of all time, and I've seen a lot of them going all the way back to 1964. It's the best game that I've ever witnessed in person. The moment prior to that was my all-time favorite was Jack Clark's homer off Niedenfuer, and I wasn't there to see that. But David Freese in the entire postseason, with the pinnacle being Game 6, nobody will ever forget it.
Yeah, I would imagine all of the other ones that we mentioned will get in there at some point, and they will all have their moments. Max Lanier was a Cardinal from 1938 to 1946, and then
Good
again
pitcher.
From 49 to 51, had 100 wins, 85 complete games, 20 of those being shutouts in 277 games for the Cardinals. So
3 World Series, I think. I can't remember if the military interrupted part of his time. I think 3 World Series.
According to the press release sent out, 3 consecutive National League pennants, 2 World Series.
2, okay.
Yeah, for the Cardinals. He was the winning pitcher in the 1944 Game 6 to clinch the World Series and the Streetcar Series over the St. Louis Browns. And Jose Oquendo gets in. This one, this one seemed long overdue for everything that Jose Oquendo has done for the organization. The Hall of Fame has been around for a while now. Jose Oquendo, very, very deserving of being enshrined in there and getting to wear a red jacket amongst all the others on opening day.
Some people forget him as a player because the teams he played on were mostly not very good, but he was very good. And as you know, I've always loved the players who play multiple positions and do whatever it takes to win. And that was Jose Oquendo. Then he became, even though he didn't come up in the Cardinal organization, he became a disciple of George Kissel. They worked together for many years, training Cardinal players. He's one of those golden assets that an organization, you just can't put a price on it, how valuable they are.
He's coming up on 40 years with the organization. First started playing here in 1986 through 95. Took the year off in 96, and then has been coaching with the Cardinals in some form since 1997.
Yeah.
So the Cardinal Hall of Fame now up to 50 total members, and those guys will get their weekend later on this year. I don't see in the press release. Maybe it is hidden in there somewhere. August 20th. There you go. Sunday, August 20th. That'll be Hall of Fame weekend at Ballpark Village and at Busch Stadium for those former Cardinals being enshrined into the Cardinal Hall of Fame. Let's get to tonight's game. A few Hall of Famers in the future Hall of Famers in the lineup. As we mentioned, it is Shohei Ohtani on the mound against Miles Mikolas. And your lineups are brought to you by Bootleggin' Tavern. Bootleggin' now open on Shodo out in the Grove 7 days a week, starting at 11 a.m. Bootleggin', find them on. Just go to their Instagram page because they have been posting all kinds of pictures of their food and everything that the specials they have out there. But now open 7 days a week. Head down there before or after the game tomorrow, a noon start time. So head down to the ballpark and then head over to Bootleggin' afterwards for that, or it's Thursday. So maybe head on down to Bootleggin' Bob's out there in Tower Grove. The Cardinals line up like this. Shohei Ohtani's best friend, Lars Nootbaar. He leads off, and he plays right field. Paul Goldschmidt at first. Nolan Gorman DHing. Nolan Arenado is at third. Wilson Contreras behind the plate. Alec Burleson in left. Dylan Carlson in center. Brendan Donovan at second. And Tommy Edman is batting ninth and playing short. For the Angels, Zach Neto is at short. Mike Trout is in center. Shohei Ohtani is batting third. Anthony Rendon playing third, Hunter Renfroe in right, Brandon Drury at second, Taylor Ward in left, Gio Urshela is at first, and Chad Wallach is behind the plate. Rammer, what is your level of concern right now for Nolan Arenado at the dish?
Not very high. He's been around a long time, and he's still a young man. Terrific hitter. He's okay.
All right. I mean, that seems to be the one that is pressing the most right
He
now
is
at the
pressing.
plate. Yeah.
He is pressing. There's no question. What I have observed is that he's going after up and in and low and away. As a former college player, unless you're red hot, you got to pick one side of the plate or the other, don't you?
Yeah.
Now, he can go get that ball away. Say, oh, lay off that. Well, for most normal people, you would say that. But the way when he's going good, he sticks his head in there and he's on the ball, he can go get a ball away. But he can't then also be able to handle the ball in. Especially when you're not going good, you got to pick one, in my view.
The last time out for the last month for Shohei Ohtani on the mound tonight. Let's take a look at the start of the year. Here we go. His opening start: 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. 7 innings,
He had one off outing, just one, I believe.
1 hit, no runs. Then the 2-inning game that he pitched, I believe that was in Boston. I can't remember if that was on Marathon Day or Patriot Day or not, but it was rained out. That's the only reason he pitched 2 innings, no hits. 7 innings, 2 hits, 3 innings, 6 innings, 3 hits. But that he was a little wild there, walking a couple guys, 5 earned runs that last time. But so just Shohei Ohtani in the month of April, 28 innings pitched, 9 hits allowed, Rammer, that go along with 36 strikeouts.
Yeah, I guess I was wrong. The he walked a couple. He stinks.
His strikeout to walk ratio, Rammer, 36-14.
What a bum.
With a Cardinal team that is struggling tonight, how many hits do the Cardinals get off of Shohei?
This is just what they need. They may run him out of the game because it goes against everything you would naturally figure.
Yeah. I mean,
a more realistic scenario is the Cardinals maybe get a couple of runners on and Michaelis steps up and matches him, and you're still in the game when Ohtani comes out, and then the Cardinals jump on their bullpen.
That's what you need here is Miles Michaelis going out there and matching him pitch for pitch tonight. Yeah. And hopefully Miles steps up to the occasion tonight and kind of takes the energy of the crowd that will be at Busch Stadium tonight, and we have ourselves a nice little pitcher's duel for a few innings of the game this evening. So we will see how that goes tonight. I'm excited to watch it. I honestly think, Rammer, this is the most excited I have been for a opposing player to come into town since Ichiro came into town for the first time when he was with the Marlins a few years back. I think looking at just great players to come through, I think that this is the most excited I've been since Ichiro.
I think for me it was Jeter.
That would have been 2006.
Okay.
I think that was his first year coming in.
Okay.
For that. I'm just spitballing. It's 2005 or 2000. No, it's 2005 because it was at Old Busch Stadium. I remember it was at Old.
You're right. It was.
Yes, and I had to. I was not able to legally buy a beer at the game yet too. So I remember. Yes, those are core memories coming back to.
Okay.
Rammer, we are brought to you each and every day by Royal Banks of Missouri and our friends over at Munganast St. Louis Acura and Munganast Alton Toyota. Hey, if you're planning that summer road trip, head on over to altontoyota.com and see what rental car options they have for you. I know we got a baseball tournament up in Iowa in June, Rammer. I've already arranged. I'm going to be renting a Sienna van from them, a minivan to go up there, and it's a hybrid. So Rammer, you're getting like 50 plus miles to the gallon off of those Sienna hybrids, and you can just rent it for just the same way you would at any of the major chains.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So to altontoyota.com and see what rental options they have for you. We will be with you tomorrow night after the game, a noon game, a 12:15 game tomorrow. to wrap up the 3-game series. Until then, he is Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. This has been another edition of Daily Cards Live right here, ClaibsOnline.com.
From our roots in St. Louis, Royal Banks of Missouri is branching out to continue serving you with our locations in St. Charles, Jerseyville, Granite City, and now in Hannibal, Center, and New London. Royal Banks of Missouri, the community bank in your community.